Funsie. We're back with another episode. No idea what number it is.
Was that your impersonation of the brilliant
Atlanta
intro music that Sajko made for us that we're not using?
I had it queued up and I forgot. There you go. That's the intro.
It's all good. It keeps me alive for another week when it plays.
That's hilarious.
There you go. So, intro accomplished.
The boys are all here. They're all together. Another week of disc golf has passed, even though there was no, we'll call it Elite Series, like main tour event.
There's Masters events, Masters Cup and Masters Majors.
Yeah, dude, it was loaded. Guys, I do have an icebreaker to kind of throw it back for old times if you want to start with something like that.
Yeah.
One is pretty basic. The other one is definitely going to take way more time. And Josh, I know we didn't really get to you as much last week, so I understand if we want to do the shorter one.
We got to me a lot last week.
Oh, we did. We did. And Ben, I will say I watched the other like more recent videos of like the practice round that we talked about, and there was another one that came out after that I also watched. They were great. They were really good.
Collection video and another recap.
Yeah, another recap. And dude, I wish that I thought about what I wanted to say for this ahead of time. It's just coming straight from the heart. None of that. Listening back to that, it definitely felt harsh the way that we were coming at you. But I think hopefully you understand by now that it didn't come from a bad place. And sorry to any listener that had to listen to that. But if anything, like this is just like. It is what it is, right? Like we're learning as we go, and it's still like growing moment or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I mean, all the stuff that you've been putting out has been awesome, Ben.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, public service announcement. We all like each other. For those listening that might not understand what we're referencing, we got some comments on last week's episode about primarily me kind of coming after Ben for all the stuff he's done on Gannon's YouTube channel, which was one video at the time. My goal was completely to just, I like talking content. I was just hoping to give Ben some tips and tricks and talk through where he's at. And it was all from a loving place in my heart, but I understand that maybe on the podcast is not the best time to be doing that, so I will be doing it outside of the podcast. Public service. No.
Yeah, dude, we're freaking.
Yeah, and same thing Sajko said. I watched the new videos. I've been watching all of them, and I definitely am seeing it's you're figuring it out, in my opinion. Like, not to say that the first video wasn't good, but I think they're getting progressively better. And my take on it, and I said this last week, is I think Gannon's getting more comfortable on camera. Like, I'm seeing more of the Gannon I expect to see, and so I'm saying that just because I really don't think some of my feelings towards a video had to do with your editing. I would say more so had to do with, Gannon just felt a little like tense, like you said, maybe in his competitive mindset rather than just his regular personality. So big props to you. You're doing great.
Yeah, Ben, you're killing it. I don't want to cut that short, but we did spend a lot of last time's episode kind of talking about that stuff. But yeah, key takeaway, Ben, you're doing a great job. You're going to continue to do better.
Yeah, no, real quick. Oh, my dog is being crazy. Real quick, the first video was bad. Like, I will admit, it was just unstructured. Like, I knew it was, I knew it wasn't the best video ever. But yeah, it was just the first video. So I understand your guys' intent, and I know there was no ill will. So it wasn't anything I was really upset with. It was just funny. It was just we talked about the first video when I knew it was not the greatest video. But yeah, I honestly like some of your guys' advice. I am already did start to apply. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. It is getting more comfortable on camera. That helps, but I'm starting to like, kind of provoke him more, if that makes sense.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw that in the Master Clubs vlog. You like at one point before the round, whenever he was talking to the camera, you were saying some stuff, and I was like, nice.
Yeah, so that's something I learned. Like,
it.
yeah, I sometimes I can't just take what Gannon gives me. I have to kind of be like, So all that's to say, yeah, like obviously no hard feelings. Like I understand the intent was there, and I know the first video wasn't a great video. It was unstructured and it was shot on my Pixel 7, and but yeah, I'm learning, and we're gonna keep going and keep creating, and I'm excited. So yeah. Shout out,
all part of the learning process.
Shout out everything, and
you.
icebreaker.
Okay. Icebreaker. Don't forget for the shorter one this week. Do you have a favorite discontinued mold? Is there a disc that is no longer being made that you're like?
So say it again. Sorry, it kind of chopped up there.
Do you have a discontinued mold that you liked or that you still think about, but they no longer make?
Yeah, I'll go first.
I really don't.
I'll go first just because I know mine. I don't think. Do they make the MD2 anymore? I don't know.
That I know of.
Yeah, so I'd say the MD2 only because I have one disc that's been the longest disc in my bag. It's my baby, and it's the best flying disc ever. It's like a flip up mid range to flat, and kind of fades, but it comes back. It has integrity. I've never experienced that in a disc, really. So I'd say the S-Line MD2 is probably my favorite discontinued disc as of right now.
Josh, did you say that you don't have one?
Yeah, the only ones I can think of are like oddity discs. Like I wish the Arobi Epic was still being made. Like that would be if I had to discontinue a disc, I would discontinue the Arobi Epic. Or like the latitude gyro line or the dimpled discs, like all of those I would discontinue them. Those would be my picks.
Cool. Mine would be Wasp. For viewers, I'm holding a Wasp, even though it looks like a potato.
Is discontinued?
I'm pretty sure the Wasp is discontinued, right? I don't think they make it anymore.
I don't know. They made
I think it was
a Ham is Wasp. That might have been the last one that I know of.
Yeah, Ledgestone does it from time to time.
Yeah, but that's kind of their thing. Like they'll make like an impact, even just like random stuff occasionally.
Just like
but
discontinued stuff.
Wasp, pretty sure no longer being made. That might have been along with when the Stalker was. They probably got rid of the Stalker if I had to get. Stalker. Even though that's just me like assuming, because it definitely seems like a lot of overlap. But
yeah, that is strange because Wasp was before the Buzz. Wasp was like the OG sort of Discraft disc.
Yeah, a Buzz is
the
just
Buzz is a retooled Wasp. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Wait, can you hear me? Oh, okay, cool. Okay, I said the Wasp is a retooled Buzz right before Ben, and I didn't know if he heard me or not.
No, I did hear you. I just don't know why. Sajko's not. Okay, there he is. All right, cool.
Just technical difficulties. Technical difficulties.
Yeah. I like the Starlink's great, but I don't know. We might have to think about moving to like Riverside or something, since it uploads all of your audio separately. But we'll think like that's not something for this episode, but it's just frustrating. I don't have no idea the Wi-Fi I'm gonna get, because last week's Wi-Fi was excellent, and this one is not as great. So
just comes and goes.
Anywho,
where are you right now?
Yeah. We are still recording. I'm in a Walmart parking lot in Shelton, like 2 minutes away from the course, and for the Cascade Challenge. So that's where.
Oh, okay, cool. So Washington, is that where Cascade is?
Washington.
Dude, that's sick. I'm jealous. Washington's beautiful.
Yeah, it's very green. It's called the Evergreen State for a reason. But I thought Oregon, when I drew through it yesterday, it was actually super pretty, like everywhere. Like I was impressed by Oregon.
Dude, I can only imagine.
Yeah, I've never been to Oregon, but I've been to Washington, and I really like Seattle. So
yeah, maybe
there are my opinions.
Yeah, maybe we can. Speaking of topics, we can bring offline. Well, I'll ask you about Seattle because I'm curious what to do there because I'm like an hour away and I want to visit it. Anywho, Sajko, you said you had another thing. I think the Wi-Fi is working now, so we're good.
Okay. Yeah. So Josh didn't really get to talk too much or catch up with you last week, so I figured we'd start with you. There was the like creators challenge that was announced this week. Not to take away that from you.
Oh yeah.
But if there were any things last week that you'd like to share that you can still recall, you can do that, and then we'll move on to the challenge.
Did I ever talk about my signature series? I did, right?
I don't think so. I know it's a phone
listeners.
case.
They'll let us know for sure.
I don't think so.
Well, I feel like I never really got a chance to talk about going to Trash Panda. I don't know. There was a weird like 2 week span where
that video. You did talk about the video you created.
Okay.
So
okay.
I just don't think you touched on the tour series.
I won't spend long on that. I'll just say that I did that, which is really cool. First ever signature series, which was a pretty surreal feeling for sure. And yeah, I don't know. That video, yeah, I probably talked about it. That video is underperforming really bad.
Yes,
so,
you did.
Oh, yeah, I do recall you saying that.
Yeah. So that kind of stinks because I expected it to do pretty well. But I feel like I've been noticing a lot of people's videos underperforming. But whatever. Moving on. 2 weekends ago, I played an A tier in San Antonio. And I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast, but I thought I contemplated scrapping the Waco qualifier video.
Yes, you did.
Because I played so horrible. I am genuinely scrapping the Loso video because
ooh,
spicy.
Well, okay, so this will be a Funsie exclusive. I don't really care to hide this information or anything, but for our listeners, I was diagnosed with diabetes last week. Sajko and Ben already know this, so that's why they're not reacting or anything.
Yeah, exactly. We're just like, yeah, don't care. Moving on, bro.
Yeah, no, we can definitely make jokes. I don't care. But for the listeners, I was diagnosed with diabetes, and 2 weekends ago, not to make an excuse, but when I started playing the tournament, I was just not into it. Like, I had a video idea I wanted to do. I was with my friends in San Antonio. We were going to do like we tried to sweep the tournament because each of us was in each division. So it was going to be like each of us try to win our division, and then it would just be a fun video or whatever. But just got there. I think it was like 2 days after I got diagnosed. And so I was starting to do insulin, and I'm on some other medicine now. And I was just like feeling super tired. Just honestly, it sucked. And so I played bad. And, I feel like it's a genuine excuse. Like, the reason I got diagnosed is because I lost 25 pounds since the beginning of the year, and I had a bunch of other not great symptoms. And so I hate to be like, oh, I've been playing bad in tournaments because I have diabetes, but I want to say that.
I feel like
I want to make that excuse.
I feel like that is like the single-handedly one of the best excuses in the game. Honestly, like I didn't play well because I got diagnosed with diabetes. That's like what? Like if you just told that to someone, they'd be like, "Dude, are you okay?" But
that's life altering. That's life altering. So
yeah.
like, should I make that for the rest of your life?
Yeah, no, 100%. And it's not something to. It's a very serious thing.
You're handling it well.
Luckily,
I'll give you that. You are very. I guess I don't know if the gracious is the word toward it. And you're not grateful for the diabetes, but you're like still. You're still grateful for like life and what you got going on and stuff like that. So I think you're definitely handling it well, which I'm very impressed by.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm not taking it seriously. Like I've started to make lifestyle changes, obviously, because I need to, and it's very serious. But for me, I'm just grateful to have an answer for what's been going on. Grateful to God to still be here and to have know what's happening and have a solution. So, but I don't know if I want to do this, but it would be so funny to do a video. My first title or my first tournament back after diabetes or something. Like
now you're just using it for clicks, dude.
Just like,
yeah. I don't know.
Well, I'm not. I don't think I'm actually gonna do it, but it's something that, like, for me, I want to be, like, I want to be completely honest with people who choose to take time out of their days to watch my video and like get to know me, and I want to put my full self forward, and so this was gonna come out regardless. So like I'm not gonna hide that I have diabetes. I obviously don't want to go over the top and like make merch and make discs that say diabetes. I don't know, whatever. But
honestly, dude, like why not though? So let me expand on that further. My father and I have been big advocates. I don't know for diabetes, not like I don't know what the word is for like raising funds and my dad's done a ton of charitable work for diabetes, specifically my grandma's diabetes, and it's like he's done like ice fishing tournaments where proceeds go to diabetes. I've participated in wiffle ball tournaments, which it was like my favorite time of the year. It doesn't happen anymore, but it would be a day-long wiffle ball tournament with like mini Yankee Stadium and mini Fenway, and all proceeds went to diabetes research. So I think that actually would be a cool thing to do, for like to raise funds for like research, or even raise funds just for like your insulin or unexpected costs. But I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily. I think if you do it, you got to do it correctly, obviously. Like,
yeah,
I have diabetes, pay me. No, it's more like it'd be
I
like
bought this shirt because Josh
cool
said he has
charity.
diabetes.
I think it'd be a
that's
cool
not
charitable thing, and I think it'd be so cool since I don't know any other disc golfers that had diabetes. I think you have such a cool opportunity to be just kind of such an advocate for people, like for kids and adults all around the world, even with your platform, to like kind of spread awareness and raise money for research. And I think you have a really cool way to do it with disc golf discs and merch and something like that.
Yeah, that's definitely something I've thought about and would like to do at some point. It's not something that, said, I want to do it right. So I'm not just going to, like, 2 weeks into my diagnosis be like, here's this disc about diabetes. Like, let's raise money, so.
I know the lifelong struggle.
Yeah. Like, I was barely into it at all.
Like, yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I don't think I want to make a video that's like my first tournament, knowing I have diabetes. But like, I'm starting to get good sleep now. I'm starting to like really feel like I'm getting back to normal. I have to like check my blood sugar every day in the morning and like every few hours or whatever. And it's starting to be back in the normal ranges for the first time in, honestly, probably this year. For those who don't know, it's like supposed to be in the 60 to 120s. I got my blood work done a few weeks ago, and I was fasting, which plays a big role in blood sugar. And even with the fasting, I was in like the 300s or like 400s or something, which is like really high, obviously. And since I've been on insulin and taking medicine and stuff, it's slowly, like, I've noticed day to day gotten like lower. Like there will be times where it's lower, but then it'll also be higher. And so it's slowly crept down from like the 300s, and now it's more so averaging like high 100s and then sometimes sub 100, but it just kind of depends on if I have exercised or just eaten or whatever it needs to be. And like, yeah, all that to say, I've noticed differences. So I am genuinely intrigued. Like, if I play a tournament now, like, will I feel much better? Will I shoot better?
Probably.
Who knows?
Stamina.
I mean, it could.
Sure. You were probably feeling dogged by like whole 14
Dude,
every round you played.
No, like legitimately. Honestly, I should go back and look at my tournaments. I would fall apart on the last few holes, and it just kind of, it felt like a mental thing. But genuinely, now that I think about it, like I was just so tired, and that's not like a pretty standard thing for me to do. Like I usually was like fine with just 18 holes.
Yeah.
But yeah, who knows? I mean, I could just go out and shoot the same that I've been shooting, which isn't great. But I could also go back out and shoot really well, and it's like, hey, that diabetes was holding me back.
Well, hey, that's awesome to hear. I'm glad that you're doing all right, man. Like, it's easy to get caught up in whatever, like we talk about content, whatever we're doing with like disc golf. And then when health gets off track, it's like, oh crap, like this is what really matters. So I'm glad to hear that you're feeling better.
Yeah. It's really, I would encourage everyone to not look. Like I lost 20 pounds, 25 pounds, but it was over like 4 months, and it was just like, oh, I have been a little bit more active, and I have been
more,
walking more and stuff. And so it's like, I guess I could have lost that. And then it was like, I was much more thirsty, much more hungry. And it's just like, that's not that different. And then, I was peeing all the time. And it was like, well, I've been more thirsty. So,
yeah.
And then I just wasn't sleeping well. And like all those things on their own just felt like not a big deal. But then when I like kind of put them together in my head, I was like, I should go to the doctor. And so all that to say, don't just put it off, like actually get it done. It would have been nice to have this answer like 2 months ago, but now I have it now. So,
well,
there you go.
I actually have another story to follow up on that. Kind of getting checked out things. Some people know Brian Buckley. Obviously, Sajko knows Brian, but he's a disc golfer local to us, and I was playing in a tournament with him, and he just felt this like weird bump on his ribs or something like that. Didn't think anything of it, but he was proactive and went to get it checked out. Like right away, like he didn't mess around with that. Turns out it was he got diagnosed with leukemia because of it, which is very unfortunate. But because he got checked out right away, it's like it was very early. It's under control. I think he just has to take some pills every day or something like that. Where like if he didn't get checked out, like it very well could have been like a scary thing. So that's just another kind of thing. Just like he saw a bump and was like, nope, not messing around, and it saved his life. So yeah.
I'm not gonna worry about it and just like pretty much if I don't acknowledge it, it's not a problem.
Yeah,
So
for
here's
sure.
a couple of examples that hopefully, if you're dealing with something out there, you go out there and you get it checked out, and we wish you the best.
Yeah, definitely get it checked out. I'm the same way because I don't want to go to the doctors ever. So, like, I understand the whatever, but definitely go get it checked out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, those are kind of my big updates. I am about to post my longest video ever.
Longest video ever. What are we talking here?
Yeah, do you guys want to guess?
Like,
Is it your qualifying round, or did you already? Oh no, you already.
No, that was a while ago. This is from GBO.
Ooh, I'm guessing hour, 5 minutes.
What?
Is that good? Is that bad?
What's your guess, Ben?
Hour 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, am I stupid? What did I?
I thought you were. I thought Jamie Lee. I thought you were asking what the video is about. So I was thinking like OUR 5 minutes, like our 5 minutes together. I was like, what? Okay, how long it is?
Really funny.
45 minutes would be my guess.
37 minutes.
Ooh,
But that for me is like really high. So
yeah, dude, I would imagine it's a.
But I'm closing in on finishing it, and I'm excited to see what people think for sure. As always,
I love it. What about like the disc itself? I don't think you really talked about like the disc itself, like your signature disc. Just kind of like your experience going to Trash Panda.
Dude, it's a Glow phone case inner core, which the inner core is one of my favorite molds of all time.
Are you still putting with it?
Yeah, I switched to inner cores. I honestly think that I am putting better than when I was putting with P2s. And I don't know, I kind of think that's a little bit of a mental thing. Like, my mental game has been really good recently, so I don't know. But yeah, been putting with inner cores. And yes, Glow phone case inner core. So Trash Panda, if you guys keep up with them at all, they partnered with a phone company or phone case company, and they recycle all of their like defective or stock phone cases into discs now. And so my signature series has phone cases in it, which is crazy. And then it's Glow plastic, which pretty much Trash Panda ran all of their Glow plastic that they have because it's just recycled discs that they got. And it's really good Glow, great disc. I would say like a tick more stable of an inner core than like a typical inner core, which is I think pretty standard for a Glow disc. And it was it's been an MVP in the bag recently, so pretty fire.
That's sick, man. Yeah, that was my next question. If it was just cosmetic or if there was like a noticeable difference in fight.
Yeah, I would say noticeably a little bit more stable. Not like, oh my gosh, this thing is so beef, but
yeah,
like,
this thing's an
definitely,
envy, dude.
Yeah, it definitely holds up. So I don't know. I like the inner core for the like just dead straight whatever line.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, you.
Speaking.
I have an icebreaker for you two.
Come on.
30 minutes into the episode.
I don't know if it's an.
We're breaking.
I don't know if it's an icebreaker. It's just a question, honestly. How for you guys putting out videos, with Gannon or your own channel, Ben, and Sajko with your YouTube channel or even just your Instagram, do you have to have it in like a perfect state, or are you rocking with like 80% most of the time? Like I hear a lot of people talk about I think Bodanza talks about it a little bit where, he just kind of films a video, edits it, and he puts it out there. And then he's moving on to the next one. And it's not like he toils over everything and like having the perfect edit. For me, it's like, I mean, you guys know, I got to have a video at least, 95% of the way there and have to be super happy with it. But I'm wondering for you guys and for, other people in the space, is it 80%? Like, where do you need a video to be to post it and be happy? Yeah, where do you need a video to be?
Yeah, I can
for yourself
kind
to be
of start
happy with
off on that. I think it's just because you make different content that I think you need to be at 95% because you make like YouTube-esque. When I mean YouTube, like, the YouTuber, Ryan Trahan, Mr. Beast type, and you need to have that high quality edit. Whereas Bodanza, he's posting like 9 holes at a park. If he adds subtitles and tree animation,
well, that's not even what I'm asking. Like for your own standard, like whatever in your brain is like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy about this video. Like I'm not trying to, I'm not knocking what Bodanza does at all. Like I watch all of Bodanza's videos.
No,
I love Bodanza.
It's different content. That's what I'm saying.
I
was going to say that stuff that you do wouldn't add to his video at all. Like views wise, like him adding captions on the screen wouldn't do anything. Whereas to you, for you, it's because it's more entertaining. Yours is more specific, like attention grabbing and like
I
don't know. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
then I'll go again.
Not to expose him, but I think I've talked to Bodanza a little bit about it, and he's said to me like he gets it, most of the way there, and then he posts it. Like I'm sure there's other things he'd like to do to some of these videos before he posts them, but he's happy to just get it most of the way there and then post it. Like, how do you guys feel about that? Like, is that something you guys do as well and then just kind of move on, or
so now I know the full frame. I'd say it depends. Like I do that. Like for example, Gannon's President's Cup, like I knew it wasn't the greatest video, but I knew someone would find value out of it. Whereas like it wasn't worth scrapping because there's gonna be an audience that really enjoys just watching him play. So it's just kind of like that thing where like it was probably like 80%, like you said, but you got to get it out and you got to move on to the next. I think it just depends. If it's more so like a video of me doing an ace run challenge like I used to do, I want to put everything into it because that type of video takes a lot of, or like when I did my most recent kind of challenge video with win cash, like do this, win cash, and it was like an actual hooligan disc cash and $20. I don't want to cheapen that type of video by just like being like whatever, put it out there, because I put a lot of time and effort actually creating it. That I want to put it my 100%, because it's one of those things like once the video's out, it's out. There's nothing you can do. So it's worth putting in the 10 extra hours to make it better. But I think for me, it depends on the video. If it's like for these Gannon videos, these recap videos, or like let's say the doubles round, I had to get it out that night. So I had to record and get it out that night. I'm going to do my best that I can, but it's not like I can toil for another 10 hours because it's got to be up in the morning. So I think it just depends on the type of video. Personally, like when I'm doing my like playing my practice round videos, I think it's just like, whatever, I'm just recording and I'll put it up. But it just depends. I said that like 7 times.
I understand where you're coming from, because I think there's a lot of value in, like, I think something Bodanza mentioned, and maybe I'm making this up, so maybe it's my own thought. But sometimes that extra 10% or 20%, I'm adding, 20 hours to my workload to just, like you said, add subtitles or, a few extra things to my video that at the end of the day are probably not worth those 20 hours. So having a deadline sometimes where you just get it to 80% and then post it is, sometimes more worth it. But I do, part of the reason I go that extra mile is because that's what I want to be known for, and I want to be really proud of my content looking back. But I do think that there's a lot of value in the idea of like having that time crunch and like not worrying about it once you post it, because that extra part probably wouldn't have changed the bottom line, so
yeah,
that makes sense.
I think Robbie C told us at Disc South when we were all like hanging out. Now, given this is Robbie C, he's gone on publicly many times to say he's like a bad editor and he just doesn't understand it, so that's why he has someone that edits for him. But he said he spent like 4 hours one time trying to figure out like a transition where like I think it was like where the words on the screen like moved and like it transitioned to a new thing, and he was like it was miserable. It wasn't worth it. He put an extra 4 hours for that no one would have cared either way if those words moved or not.
Yeah.
I think he said that not a single soul noticed or commented.
Oh yeah,
about
that's what it was. That's what it was.
Even though it was something for him that was a huge deal, like a building block in editing. But yeah, I guess for me personally, like my personality definitely leans more towards realistically. I don't know. Really, for that over the intro for this podcast.
That intro is good. Like, it's 100%. You can tell. Like I
say like all these nice.
Sorry
things.
to cut you off, but I watched that intro probably like 5 times, and I held the Instagram, like you know how you can hold the Instagram down to pause the story, just because I wanted to see like all the hidden things, like you put like Joe's face or like Ace MP4. Like I watched it a lot, and I think that is where the 100% was worth it, because it's it was just it's for a podcast that they're gonna use hopefully for the longevity of the podcast.
Well, yeah, thank you. I mean, I appreciate you saying that. But actually, funny enough, the point that I was getting to is to him, he loved it. And in my brain, it's like 80% done. Like there are still things that I want to.
That's
there are
80%.
still things there are still things that I want to add to it. Like I had like another idea for like a pop-up window and a couple other things to like
do like a virus.
Well, that's exactly. That's what I was gonna do.
Okay.
And the fact that he was so excited about it, and like you're saying, Ben, like you were excited about it. It's awesome to hear that like people are still stoked about it. And is there value in me putting in that extra 20% for, let's say, like 5 more people to be like, hey, that's cool? Or is it worth just putting out the 80% that it's still something that I'm proud of, but I feel like I could do better? It's definitely something that I feel like I struggle with on a daily basis. Not even just that, but just like whether it's my stuff or like shorts for another round, because like the idea of giving 100% to every single little clip that I do is nearly impossible, even though like, let's say that's what I try to do. There are some where, I mean, if we're just being realistic, like sometimes I don't have time to give something like full attention, but I still try to make it the best that it can be. But maybe there's like little tiny parts to it that I would want to add otherwise. And kind of like we've talked about on here before, extra effort does not necessarily equal more interaction, or that the video is quote unquote better. Even though it may, like, we'll call it, further be closer to your vision for whatever you're creating.
Yeah. I think
all that to say, I feel like I've kind of gone more towards 80% over time, but I'm forcing myself to do that. I don't necessarily like doing that, but I think it's important to do that for the sake of time management.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. I think it comes down to work-life balance. Like, yes, you could. And don't like listeners, don't get us wrong. Like we care like about the content and do put a lot of hours into it. We're just saying like the 100% is like the extra kind of things that you yourself probably don't care about or would ever notice. It's not like we're like, I probably should put hole 1 280 feet here, but I don't feel like it. Like we're not. It's not stuff like that. It's just kind of like the extra. I think it just comes down to like work life balance where it's like it's good enough, and I think that's important as creators. Like in the space we're in, like good enough is good because our life span for these videos. I mean, your Instagram reel videos. I don't know, unless they go viral or maybe like a day of everyone's attention, then it's gone. And then for YouTube, for me, it's like a week. It's like, 5,000 views. And then next week, 200. It's like no one cares after.
Yeah, that's such a good point. I mean, we live in, even just like being on the Pro Tour and competing. Like we've joked about how like whoever wins European Open, like no one's going to talk about them once World comes around 2 weeks later. Yeah. And that sucks to say. And sure, there's like a little bit like that's being a little sarcastic, but I mean, it's kind of real at the same time. And it is what it is. We live in a very fast paced world, I guess.
Yeah. Corey Ellis won European Open once, right?
I feel like the fact that you're asking about that just
2 years ago
further. Yeah. But yeah, he did.
Yeah. I feel like that's forgotten. No one really mentions that.
Yeah. I mean, people will, all due respect to Greg Barsby, people will be like, dude, Greg Barsby won Worlds.
That one actually makes no sense. I think it has to do because the players that are one-offs don't get as much coverage back in the media. Like winning a Pro Tour is so hard. Like I think of Parker Welk. Like Mans is a Pro Tour winner. And people would discredit him probably. Like he probably feels this way, where it's like, oh yeah, well it was dynamic disc open, like it's like whatever. It just because it's just like it's just
you go out
phenomenon.
And win that.
Yeah, exactly. It's a weird phenomenon where like if someone wins something prominent, same with Colton Montgomery and Waco or Germ USDGC. I mean those were cut short, so I guess that's not even a good point at all, but. People will still be like, like whatever, like it was, cut short. Blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. It's definitely a weird mental thing.
I feel like that's just disc golf in general. Like if someone really wanted to, they could discredit any win. Like looking back and like, did Missy really win Champions Cup because of like foot fault stuff? Or let's say Missy wins like another tournament where they're like, oh well, Kristen Let wasn't there, so it doesn't actually. It's just like
there's just
at some point you just have to.
Man.
Yeah, exactly. You just have to do your thing.
Yep.
You just got to do your thing.
Just got to do your thing, man. Just got to do your thing.
All right, Josh, we're here. The moment. The Creator Challenge, is that what it's called? Right.
Ooh, yes.
Yo, share some juicy details about this because when that dropped, I was like, well.
You're
I guess
fuming.
behind the scenes.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, not even a little bit. The idea of me being out there, terrifying. Are you feeling any of that at all, Josh? Well, first, yeah. I mean, I guess share what it is, Josh, before providing your feelings about it.
Yeah, context for the listener. The Creator Challenge just got announced, which is a kind of like a pro-am event if you keep up with golf, where at the Discmania Challenge the day before on Thursday, we will do the Creator Challenge where there are 8 pros and 8 AMs, but creators for the most part, who are paired up in pairs, and we're pretty much playing against each other. I think it's alternate hole. So,
Correct.
Like, whoever you're paired with will play one hole, and then you'll play the next hole, and then it'll keep switching. And then there will be, like, I think there's, like, an ace run hole where you get 3 shots to ace or something. There's going to be, like, a fan substitution. Like, there's going to be a few, like, twists and turns that should be pretty fun. So I think it'll be a really fun in-person event to be at, because we're definitely going to involve the fans and chat and hang out and whatever. But then it'll also be streaming on DGN and YouTube for free, which is really cool. I'm super excited because, first of all, I mean, it's going to be a ton of exposure for me and my brand. Like, I think there's a lot of people that have no clue who I am. So I'm just excited to be a part of it and get the opportunity, get the call per se, like be one of the people on the list that got invited. So shout out to Hunter at Foundation, and shout out to, I think his name's Ty at the Discmania Challenge. They were the people who kind of put this together, and I guess I was on the short list to get invited. I'm really excited. Like you mentioned, am I nervous at all? I hadn't really thought about being nervous, really. I'm not nervous. I'm planning on filming a video and making a video about it, like called I Played the Creator Challenge or something like that. And so, honestly, just more excited than anything. For some reason in my head, I knew it was alternate hole doubles, but in my head I thought it was just straight up doubles. So I just got now I got it. We have to take my shot. So I put my don't let game down. That's more of what I want to be after. So I asked either Gannon or Simon. So I got paired with Gannon, which is pretty cool.
I mean, you are probably the best combo.
Dude.
Yeah, you're probably, I don't know if there's winning involved. I would imagine there is. It's competitive.
I think there's going to be a trophy or something. Yeah, I would love to win. That would be sick. I'll put it in my bio.
Good content.
One-time creator champion. Creators Cup champion.
Yeah, on the Disc Golf Pro Tour.
Yeah. No, I don't know if you guys saw the graphic they put together for me and Gannon, but I look like his son. They made me like,
oh yeah,
so small next to him. It looks freaking hilarious. So I like commented on the post and I was like, oh, the Millie Burr team is just full of tall guys. And then I put in parentheses, I'm 6'4", by the way. So, I just wanted everyone to know that I was 6'4", just so you guys know, in the Funsie room and out in the ether. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm planning on driving, so I was like freaking 12 hours away. So that'll be a trek for sure.
Dude, have fun in Des Moines. Right?
Yeah,
I
don't know. I don't know anything about Des Moines or Iowa for that matter.
Oh, true. You're gonna be in Gannon Burr country.
Yeah.
Dude, you're in the motherland. You have to win.
Yeah, if anyone has, I mean, other than Pickard Park, which is what we'll be playing for the event, if anyone has any recs for Iowa or on the way to Iowa from DFW, let me know. Feel free.
Heck yeah, dude. That's sick. I feel like this is something that people have talked about in disc golf, where they're like, we may have even talked about it, where it's like, you know, the Pro Tour or disc golf in general starting to see value in creators, hopefully trying to draw a crowd, because like you've just gotten over 100K subscribers. So they're like, hold on, if we could potentially grab a few of those people from each respective channel, maybe we can get some more eyes on the sport. So I think it's huge. And I heard like Jeff Spring talking about potentially bringing in other even non-disc golf creators. I think it was for the Austin tournament. So fingers crossed. I think it's just great to try anything, even like that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how you guys felt about this, but the guy that got paired with Simon, does he make disc golf content? I was a little confused by that.
Dude, that's such a good point. I was also surprised to see that he was in there.
He's the most popular one, but I don't think he makes disc golf content, no.
Yeah, respectfully to him. but I have seen Discmania, I think, interact with some of his stuff before.
Oh, then that's got to
like a
be.
fan. He's probably a fan of disc golf, but he's not specific disc golf content. It's
Well,
kind of
it's
like
just
when they did the Funky
interesting.
Farms Pro Am or Celeb Am.
Yeah, to me, it's just interesting that every other quote unquote creator is a disc golf specific creator except for him. Like, it would make sense to me if it was like one card of famous people, but they aren't disc golf creators, and then one card that's disc golf creators. But he's pretty much the only creator disc golf adjacent disc golf adjacent guy. I don't know. No hate to him at all.
No, it's cool.
He obviously has a big following, and it's cool that he likes disc golf and is willing to, come out for the event. But I was interested, to say the least.
Yeah, put the two music guys together.
Oh, true. Yeah,
I
that's
love
something
it.
I hadn't
That makes
considered
sense.
at all. Yeah.
If there was an additional creator pairing with a pro, who do you think would be invited?
That's what
I feel like
that's
that could
what that's what I was trying to think. I don't think there's another creator.
Robbie
out
C?
there.
Robbie C's there.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
yeah, he
there's
is there.
Not
Ooh.
another prominent creator that I would be
Odanza,
like, this guy.
Broderick,
I can't believe they snubbed
Robbie
him.
C. Foundation.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is there anyone else?
There's no one.
in there,
Joe,
like 25.
maybe Joe from another round. That probably
No,
makes
yeah,
most
yeah.
sense.
Joe from another round would make sense. Yeah, that would make sense. I feel like big props to. I love Broderick's content, but every time I see his subscriber size, I'm just shocked. Like, I feel like he should be in the 25,000 tier, but he's only at like 11. I find that so crazy.
What I appreciate about Broad is that he's always being himself and doing
Yeah.
weird stuff, even though it goes against the grain. Like, I don't
True.
think the goal necessarily is to go
Yeah, like
against the grain.
the cinematic stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like he is prioritizing things that are important to him, and I'm sure there are things. Look, Broad, you can sound off in the comments if I'm completely off there, but that's what it feels like to me. So I appreciate that about Broad, because I feel like he knows what things are probably popular, like while comparing himself to other creators, but he's just like, don't care. I'm gonna do these things because I think it's cool.
The reason I brought that up was because I wouldn't be surprised if the Pro Tour, when they were selecting the creators, was kind of, using the subscriber metric to determine who they invite. And I'm just glad that they included Broad. Like, I think it makes a lot of sense, but I think he's at 12 maybe, or 12 or 11, and that's so shocking to me. I feel like it should be so much higher. So I'm glad they invited him, but I just wouldn't have been surprised if they saw that and were like, oh, need more subscribers.
Dude, why didn't they invite Bill Nye? That would have
Dude,
done.
I was
dummy
talking.
numbers.
Who was I talking to? I was talking to someone who was like, they invited this, what's his name? James Makes Music, or that guy.
Yeah.
Bill Nye is the same. He's famous and golf adjacent, and he literally sponsored me. Like, that just makes sense.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, I think it'd be super cool. Just because, like, I'm sure you guys grew up with that.
Bill.
An experiment video.
Yeah.
But on and it, so I'll be
Where are you getting the coverage from? Okay. with Kai Cenat. No, I'm just kidding. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Sajko, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think anyone in the world, it wouldn't even make sense to take them on that on. That is such a Sajko video.
Okay,
that is.
I'm about a quarter of the way through, so yeah, if that's any indication. But yeah, Bill Nye would be cool.
I at one point I thought about doing one of those. I might still do it at some point, but I don't know. I thought about doing one of those like I'm making a video every day until I play against Bill Nye videos.
Dude, I feel like those are so.
Dude,
I don't like.
Bear biting Bert
I like.
What happened?
I
wanted it to happen. So bad.
Wow, yeah. I'm surprised that didn't happen.
Sorry,
no, so not.
It's
happened.
supposed
it's
to.
It's still happening. It's still gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's just Bert has not done anything to help my boy Jesse.
Yeah. So when I say that, I don't mean no hate to bear bite, but not like that. I would do it in a different way than that. That's why I don't know. Like I think it's a good idea. I do not want it to feel like I'm trying to use Bill Nye's clout or anything. But I just think it would be fun to make a video with him. I don't know. That's part of the reason I haven't done it, because I don't really want to commit to that, nor do I want to make Bill Nye uncomfortable. Because I feel like, if I was the person, I would be a little uncomfortable. Like I would feel like I have to make a video with that person.
Yeah.
You know?
I also feel like it's kind of a roller coaster ride for you and the viewer, because I'm sure there's a point where they're like, this is awesome. And then probably after like a few days, they're like, okay, I already know what to expect and I'm kind of sick of it.
Yeah,
but then enough time passes and they're probably like, hold on, he's still doing it. This is kind of impressive.
Exactly. It's going to be like a year-long thing. I feel like as Bill Nye, he might see it on day 30, but he's probably like, I'm going to see how long this guy can do it. See if he's really committed. Then I'll say yes.
No, I almost feel like I have a different view of it. I feel like it's cool for like a week. And then the next few weeks, it's like, okay, dude, like you failed. I feel like the time on it has to happen relatively quick for it to be like kind of successful. Here's
the better thing that you should do, that I've seen someone do, is after your videos. Like this guy, I don't know if you see him. He would do $1 or mystery item.
Yeah, I've seen that video or those videos.
And at the end of every video, he'd be like, "Mr. Beast, please collab," or like he would just randomly like drop it in. So like maybe that's something you could do. Just like
that'd be pretty funny.
Do your normal,
start mentioning it in every video.
Yeah. Like this guy threw her 500 feet. Bill Nye, can you throw 500 feet? I don't know, something like that.
Bill Nye, what's up? Yeah, just start mentioning Bill Nye in literal.
Or just keep saying Bill Nye, comment below, or Bill Nye, please collab. I don't know, man.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad idea. I like that.
We could move on to something else. I think that's a full podcast.
Yeah.
I think that's a full podcast.
58 minutes.
That's where I'm going to end that.
Yeah, and I will
Feels
say
like a full
to our
podcast.
listeners again, I'm gonna look at it potentially for next week, a different platform, so we can see everyone's face moving and hear their audio a little more clear while I'm on the road, or maybe I just transition in general, because Riverside's really cool. It's just I don't know if there's a way to make it like where we can make our own scenes, where it could be like a cool Funsie scene. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. But yeah, that's all I'll say. Please stick with us. It wasn't that crazy. It wasn't that bad. It's just like audio wise, it's just sometimes you guys are like, and then, but while you're talking. So.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Yeah, that does stink.
But yeah, thank you everyone that listens along and puts up with it. It's another transitional time
it's just hard 'cause
of the podcast.
In an RV, so
But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching, listening. Funsie out.
Funsie.